Good morning, YouTube. The following are excerpts from an article in the UK Mail Online dated 23 February 2012. The title of the article is Two U.S. Troops Are Shot Dead by Afghan Ally as Obama Expresses His Deep Regret to Afghan President for Koran Burning by American Soldiers. Two U.S. troops have been shot dead by an Afghan soldier as violence rages across the country in response to Korans being burned. The gunmen opened fire after calls from Taliban insurgents to attack U.S. military bases in revenge attacks for U.S. troops setting fire to the Muslim holy books. It is the worst case of violence in 3 days of unrest that began when Korans used by former Afghan detainees at NATO's Bagram Air Base were among rubbish taken to a burn pit and recovered by Afghans working there. The protests drew thousands of angry Afghans to the streets chanting "Death to America" for the third consecutive day in violence that has killed 11 people and wounded many more. The violence could intensify during tomorrow after Friday prayers. Effigies of Barack Obama are paraded through the streets of Afghanistan in response to the Koran being burned by U.S. troops. The Taliban urged Afghans to target foreign military bases and kill Westerners in retaliation for the Koran burning at Bagram Airfield on Tuesday. In a letter to Afghan President Hamid Karzai, Obama expresses his deep regret for the reported incident and offers his sincere apologies. The letter continues, "I convey my deep sympathies and ask you and the people to accept my deep apologies. The error was inadvertent. I assure you that we will take the appropriate steps to avoid any recurrence, to include holding accountable those responsible." Forget the burning of any book for a moment. Can anyone tell me where is the outcry from this administration over the murdering of Christian men and women in different parts of the world? Everybody is always so concerned about the Muslims and what their beliefs are. Okay, where is the outcry over the murdering of Christian men and women? Why would this president or any other president offer a sincere apology for the inadvertent burning of a book when two U.S. soldiers are shot dead by our supposed ally? Where's the outrage from this administration over this? Would President Obama take a stand if someone burned copies of the Holy Bible? No. He would say the action was protected under the First Amendment, just as has been said of the burning of the American flag by so-called Americans. This is what happens when the U.S. sticks its nose in the business of other nations, the senseless loss of American lives. The article continues. The American embassy in Afghanistan said its staff were in lockdown and travel had been suspended as thousands of people expressed fury over the burning of Islam's holy book. U.S. Commander of NATO troops in Afghanistan, General John Allen, was forced to apologize. And let me repeat that. This man was forced to apologize over the claims foreign troops had improperly disposed of copies of the Quran in what has been a public relations nightmare. Winning the hearts and minds of Afghans is critical to efforts to defeat the Taliban, but similar incidents in the past have caused deep divisions and resentment among Afghans. Critics say Western troops often fail to grasp the country's religious and cultural sensitivities, and demonstrations by as many as 2,000 people broke out as word of the Quran finds spread. You know, we can probably all guess what the real reason is. Oil, which of course the United States will not see any benefit from. But what is the stated purpose for U.S. presence in Afghanistan? The primary driver of the invasion was the September 11 attacks on the United States, with the stated goal of dismantling the Al-Qaeda terrorist organization and ending its use of Afghanistan as a base, and to remove the Taliban regime from power and create a viable democratic state. So we send our sons and daughters into harm's way to be killed, to set free the Afghan people, and because their holy books were inadvertently burned, now they turn on the people that are there to set them free from the oppression, and they kill American troops. Why is it that this administration is not immediately pulling troops out of Afghanistan? Why is this allowed to go on? In my opinion, Ron Paul has it right. Pull American troops from around the world. In my opinion, these have nothing to do with U.S. interests other than greed, but rather police actions. Ron Paul has it right. Bring the U.S. troops home. To date, American families have lost 4,803 young men and women in Iraq in Operation Iraqi Freedom, and another 2,903 in Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. I'll post a link to the full article below. You can read it if you want to. This whole thing disgusts me, and it should disgust you, the American people. We're over there to try to help these people live free, and they're turning around and thanking us by killing U.S. soldiers. That's the world we live in. That is the world we live in. I could ask the question, when will America learn? But of course we know the answer to that. We won't. We won't. And who knows? We may have the privilege of experiencing another 4 years of this madness. Have a great day.